Okay, so now in this chapter, we will be learning about magnetic field due to a current carrying circular coil. So as you can see on the board here, a coil is shown which is circular in shape. We can see a coil here which is circular in shape and which is kept perpendicular to the plane of the board. Now perpendicular to the plane of the board means this is the plane of the board. You can see here, this is the plane of the board and the coil is kept in this manner. That means suppose it is facing towards that side, the coil is facing towards that side, so its plane is perpendicular to the surface of your notebook or of this board. Now for this derivation we will consider that the center of the coil is taken as taken as O is the center of the coil, which you can see clearly in the figure, and the point where we need to find the magnetic field due to this coil is taken on its axis, that is point P. We can see point P here. Point P is taken here somewhere, which is where we have to find out the magnetic field due to this whole coil. So we will apply Biot-Savart law for this. Now just consider the figure. The radius of the coil here we are taking as A. A is the radius of the coil. dl is the current element which we have chosen on the top of the coil at point C. So point C we can see on the top of the coil where we have chosen one small current element called a dl, and the point C is joined to point P on the axis. Here P is the observation point, and the distance between the point P and dl current element, that is taken as r, small r, and the point O to point P, the total distance we are taking as x. Current is flowing in the coil in a particular direction. Now the plane of the coil, already I told you, that is considered perpendicular to the plane of the diagram or the plane of the board. Now at point C and D point is just diametrically opposite to point C. So we are choosing any two points at the top and the bottom. One point is here at the top, one point is taken at the bottom, point D. So these two points C and D, they are just opposite to each other. XY is taken as the current element at point C, and X dash Y dash is taken as the current element at point D. Now these two points, they are joined to point P, observation point, where they are making angles phi with the axis. Now applying Biot-Savart law here. After applying Biot-Savart law, we will get the value of dB, which is given by the formula here. So here we can see the formula given on the top, that is dB equals to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square. We can see the formula here, mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square. This is the formula. Now here this angle theta is the angle which the plane of the coil makes with the line joining the point P to this current element, that is this line which is in the diagram, the line which is joining your coil to the point P, which we have taken on this side. So this angle formed between here somewhere, that means the plane of the coil and the line which is joining to the point P. So that angle is theta, which is in our case that is 90 degree. So here sin theta becomes 90, and we get the expression dB equals to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl upon r square. Now the semi-vertical angle made by vector r to the loop is phi. As we can see on the figure again, the semi-vertical angle made by the vector r to the loop is phi, and the angle between r and dB is 90. Therefore the angle between vertical axis and dB is also phi. So this you can see in the figure. Now this component dB is indicated in the diagram. dB is the magnetic field which is generated by the coil according to Biot-Savart law. So this dB we are resolving into two components, dB sin phi and dB cos phi. Now you can see in the figure that dB cos phi components, they are cancelled out because they are the diametrically opposite components. So all the dB cos phi components will be cancelled, and the dB sin phi components will be accounting for the total magnetic field. So we will add up all the dB sin phi components to get the magnetic field. So total magnetic field will be obtained by integrating these dB sin phi components. As you can see here on the board, that total field B equal to integration dB sine phi, which is equal to integration of, now we put the value of dB from the above, that is mu naught upon 4 pi ideal sine theta upon r square. This value we will put down, and we also put the value of sine phi. We also put the value of sine phi from there, and so we get the expression mu naught I 2 pi a square upon 4 pi, and we are putting the value of r as a square plus x square whole in the root, that means power half. So we are putting this value and we are getting the final expression. Now there are some special cases for this. Special case we can take when the coil is, when we want to find out the magnetic field at the center of the coil. So just we come to the next slide after this. See here on the board. So now we need to consider the special cases when the magnetic field is to be found at the center point. So for this we will consider that the observation point P now comes to the center of the coil. So in this case x become 0, and we get after putting the value x equal to 0, we will get B equals to mu naught I upon 2a. So as you can see in the formula above, B equal to mu naught I upon 2a. Now second condition, suppose second special case, when the observation point lies very far, when the observation point lies too far from the coil, that means the point A is very lesser than x. X is very large distance, so radius become very small and the observation point becomes too large, means at too large or too far distance. So in this case A is much more smaller than x. As you can see on the board here, A is very less here. So now this A square become further less quantity. So if A is smaller than x, then A square will be very much smaller than x square, so it can be neglected. So in the formula we will just remove the value of A square, and we will get B equals to mu naught I a square upon 2x cube. This is the value we are obtaining by the formula. Now the diagram given here at the bottom, you can see two figures. You can see one figure here and one figure here. These two figures, they are representing the direction of the field lines. That means the magnetic field due to this coil when it is kept on the horizontal surface like this. Okay, so these are the two figures which are just pointing about the direction of these magnetic field lines. Now actually the direction of these magnetic field lines due to this coil are given by again that right hand thumb rule or the Maxwell's corkscrew rule. So according to this condition, if we apply the rule here, we will find that the magnetic field is directed inside the plane of the board. Just to see another slide. Now in this slide we can see that the current is moving in the clockwise direction. And the magnetic field at the center is denoted by a cross. Now here the cross means that the field is directed inside the plane of the paper. So we have dB equals to mu naught upon 4 pi ideal sine theta upon a square. Okay, so formulas are clear. dB equals to mu naught upon 4 pi ideal upon a square, and after integration we will get total magnetic field equal to m is given by mu naught I upon 2a. So this is mu naught I upon 2a will be the magnetic field at the center of this coil. So this finished the derivation, and you can see the graph which is given on the right side.